All right, guys, welcome back to another video. It's your man Jay. Lots of conversation about the iPhone 16 Pro, the Pixel 9 Pro, the Pixel 9 Pro XL. Lots of conversation about these phones, but there's definitely other phones out there that have released in the current day that might be just the best logical choice for a lot of people. So this is my iPhone 16. Grabbed this phone at launch and have not looked back. I think it's a really good phone. And I think it's once you can get past the things that people keep saying about this phone, which is the 60 hertz display. I can't pay $800 for a 60 hertz display. I'll just start there. I think the display is perfectly fine. Obviously, I use ProMotion on the Pro model, but it's not something, folks, that is a game changer for the majority of the people that buy these phones. I listen to what I do is sometimes is what I'll do when a smartphone launch comes out. I look for people who are not tech reviewers and they review like lifestyle and stuff like that, but they use an iPhone or they use a Pixel or just they use whatever. I look for those types of reviews first, and then I'll check out some other of my favorite content creators. But I think with this particular device, there's a lot of people that are going to tell you that this is just a logical choice. It's a smart choice. And by the way, this video is being recorded with the iPhone 13 Pro Max with my external microphone, my condenser microphone, 192 kilohertz. Doesn't that sound great? Yeah. No, seriously. I think the iPhone 16, once you can, because there's a lot of people out there on the internet in the tech world is saying it's just not worth the money for a 60 hertz display. When the fact of the matter is, it really doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We're all buying things that are overpriced and we're not going to use all the features of it anyway. So with this particular device, I think the display is actually pretty nice. And I'll go ahead and fire up a video here. I think the display is absolutely beautiful. Looking at it through the viewfinder, you're not going to see much difference. But if you see this in person, you're going to say, wow, that's a beautiful display. Now, should you buy this if you have the 13, 14, or 15? Well, that's up to you to determine. But I would probably tell you you're not really getting much difference in quality per se. You just get the addition of some new Apple AI intelligence, which isn't here yet. And then you get the functionality of that new camera button up there. But the display itself, folks, you're going to be getting the same great quality that you got. I really recommended the iPhone 14 Plus. I thought that was one of the best devices out there. I really thought about swapping this out and getting the 16 Plus. I think I still might do that. I might do that just to try to get the bigger. So I'm not getting the iPhone 16 Pro Max at the moment. And I might exchange this for the 16 Plus just to see, how the battery is, because I'm going to talk about battery in this one as well. But nonetheless, the display is great. I don't think you have a problem with this. And in the 16, the 60 hertz thing, that's just conversation, folks. It really is. This display is absolutely beautiful as is. No problems whatsoever with the display. I personally think it's the logical choice when you look at all the iPhones that release. This lineup right here, the 14, the 13, the 15, the 16, those are all the logical choices. And the Pro lineup is pretty much a flex from people who don't create. And not saying in a derogatory way, but if you don't create and you don't need all those Pro features per se, why are you buying it? Well, you buy it because you personally want to and you can, but the reality is you'll probably do fine with this display right here and the performance that you're getting from the phones that Apple offers on the other side. So with that said, I like the display. I don't care that it's 60 hertz. That doesn't matter to me. It's an iPhone and it's just a bunch of icons anyway. Speaking of icons, if you notice, I still don't move my icons around. Like you can literally, with iOS 18, I could have these down here. I'm just not used to it. That's a preference thing. I'm just not used to being able to move these around. I just haven't done it yet, man. I don't know. It just doesn't appeal to me to that I want to do this right here because still got the 4 across icon, but you can move these around. You can move these anywhere you want and put them on the home screen. And while I'm here, you can actually customize the home screen by changing it light to dark, large to small. You can change it, the colors on here, and give yourself a different tone. You could do whatever you want to do with it. You could change it how you want. You could do it however you want to do it. But I think that changing the icons around, that just hasn't appealed to me yet. I don't know. I just didn't feel the need to do so. Yeah, I don't know. The display is beautiful though, man. I don't have a problem with it. And I don't really care what other people say about the display with 60 hertz. You're wasting money. There's a lot of people that are using this phone right here and they absolutely love it. So display wise, I like it. 60 hertz, I don't care. Performance on here though, no one's denying that. You can't deny that the Apple performance is really, really good. I mean, they're giving this the same type of performance that they're giving the previous generation Pro phones, basically. So if you want to get a powerhouse device from Apple, these versions right here are actually solid. There's no reason to skip over this one for performance. They're labeling it the Pro chip and the A18, all those types of things, but it's still Apple's chip and it's banging. It's really good. They're doing their thing with performance. You shouldn't have any issues with software, anything. It should just be a good experience, period. Yeah. Shout out to my man Grant. He stays on point with his game. I wish Grant would start doing more videos, but I get it. It's, he's busy. But nonetheless, I'm happy with the performance on here. And I just don't see how these things, maybe like I don't subscribe to any of these things right here. I don't use, like if you look at my threads, it's just me posting content and I don't subscribe to any of those things. So I guess they're trying to get me to subscribe to these things, I guess. Yeah, because I don't follow none of these cats right here. Nonetheless though, performance is really good. I think it's nice. Another area where the phone really excels is going to be the camera, man. The camera is absolutely great. The footage that this phone produces is on par with last year's Pro model and is on par with today's Pro model. Again, it's just a matter of you're going to miss out on a lens or something like that, or you're minus one lens, you're minus a few things like the screen resolution. The Pro models are for pro users. And, even as a content creator, I still don't think I'm that much of a pro user. I just point and shoot and record. Every now and then I'll do some specific content for you guys what requires me to edit and post, but I try not to edit and post. Whoever told you editing was fun, they're lying to you. Editing is the worst. It's horrible. It takes longer to edit the videos than it does to record them, obviously. So that's why you see a lot of one-take Jakes over here, because I'm not trying to work hard at all. I'm not trying to work at all. You know what I'm saying? And a phone like this can get it done. That's why you see a lot of people on social media using iPhones to post on their social media, because the content is just that good. They shoot the content and they spend more time editing it, putting it on Instagram, to get it to work. I looked at a video of someone showing a tutorial how to use Instagram, because I don't really know how to use Instagram, do all those little fancy animations and stuff. And I looked at it, I was like, this is a waste of time. I'd rather just get a good shot, post it, and put some music over it if I need to, or put some text over and call it a day. I don't see the interest in doing that, but I guess those people are big time influencers, so they want to have the best foot forward when they're posting to Instagram, because they're getting millions and millions of views, which is good for them. But reality is, cameras on here take great photos. Cinematic video is phenomenal, and this phone matches these main cameras right here match what they're offering from the Pro model. You just get a telephoto lens on the Pro model, and that's pretty much it. You're not losing out on anything. So getting this model right here, you're doing great. Like it's a win. Now, battery is what I want to talk about next. It's really good. You can see all of the information here. The battery life is decent for what I'm doing with it. I'm enjoying every minute of it. I've never been without a good battery at any point. I never been in a situation where I feel like I'm stranded or something like that. So I think battery life though, I would really like to try the Plus model just to see if there's a really big difference in battery life, because this one definitely can go 24 hours. I forget what Apple's claims are, but the reality is this can go 24 hours or more. It really can go more than that, more than likely. But the battery life is good. It's going to work for a lot of people. And I've seen a lot of people just leave it on the MagSafe charger or wireless charger or whatever, or they just put it on a charger when they're just not using it. And it is what it is. You should be okay with this battery life. I don't think anything other than that. I think you should be fine with this battery life. And I think coupled with that 60 hertz display and the 6.1 inch display and just the whole combination with the chip and everything, the battery life probably is going to last some people 2 days. Me, it lasts me about a day, day and a half. And I'm just going to charge it. Yeah. So battery life is solid. And I think, once again, the performance, the screen, the design, I like this design. I mean, it's different than the other one. It looks better than the camera modules going at an angle. I could say that. It's ultimately the same thing. I think the cameras are great. The camera button needs work. It's a little finicky. And the fact where they have it placed at, I got really big hands. And so I have to shuffle all the way down. So it would have been logical just to put it in the power button up here and just make it a fingerprint reader. That would have been the logical thing to do. And then give access to it while you're in the camera or double press for the camera. It just would have made sense. Like the fact that they put it down here, it's just extra work, man. They want to change it up to sell more accessories and things like that. They didn't have to do this down here. They could have put it right in the power button. I believe they can. Everybody else is doing it already. Why can't they do it? They want to differentiate themselves and make things harder for the consumers. It's really what it is. But overall, man, I mean, the price, some people feel like it's not worth it. I think when it comes to buying an iPhone, these are totally worth it, because you ever wonder why Apple still has the iPhone SE in rotation? Like this so-called newer version was really just an iPhone 8. They have that in rotation because people are buying it and they have an abundance of supply. Like you literally can order that right now and pick it up in an hour. That's how many they have. So I thought about grabbing one, but I was like, I can't go back to that. That's a little smaller than I would want to do. But the fact of the matter is, the iPhone 16, shout out to Grant, appreciate him liking and sharing the content. The iPhone 16 lineup, the non-pros, I think are the logical choices, man. But I just think people get so caught up on, I gotta have what Apple says is the best battery life on any iPhone. I gotta have the biggest, best display. Fact of the matter is, you get a choice, you make your choice, you spend your money how you want to spend it. But I always recommend looking at what I call outs for companies. They're giving you a choice. Some people just don't want to take it because they feel like they have to keep up with what everybody else is doing. In reality, the Pixel 9 is a great choice. My Pro is right here somewhere. Here's my Pro. The Pixel 9 is a great choice over the Pro. It is. Like if you just really want a Pixel, the Pixel 9 is a comparison to this, which is great. Yeah, same type of beautiful hardware. It's just a better fit for a lot of people who want a Pixel, but I get it. People want the biggest and baddest. They want that 9 Pro XL. They want that big boy. And it's their choice to do that. They're totally fine to doing that. I'm just making recommendations. And if you're an Apple person, an iPhone lover, you have a 13, 14, 15, you really don't need to upgrade. There's really no point. You're just going to miss out on the so-called Apple Intelligence, which isn't here. I have it. What's the weather in Trenton, New Jersey? Boom, that's it. Yeah, and you can keep talking to it. You can tell it to check this out. Write me an essay on the iPhone 16. And it does a Google search, but with Google, I can actually watch this. Let me see, because I can do it on here, I believe.
Can you write me an essay on the iPhone 16?
So, and then also if I'm in here, check this out. Look, here you go. That's what I was going to show you. It's got the essay in here, but with Apple, the intelligence, it's just not happening yet. You saw what happened. So I think it's the Gemini is way ahead right now because it's actually working. But this is just a watered down sample of Siri. You know what I mean? Like it went to Google to try to give me something. And so with the promise of AI, Apple Intelligence, it's not here. So you just bought the hardware and you're waiting. And that's what you'll have to do if you have one of these iPhones. How many people will actually, because I could actually use that to write a whole article for my website. You know what I'm saying? I could just tell Gemini to write me an article and post it on the website. Yeah, I can actually copy that and put it in the description. And you wouldn't know I wrote it if you didn't see this video. You would think, oh man, it's a good article he wrote on there. So the iPhone 16 works just like the Pro models. Love it. And I think also one other kicker about the iPhone 16 lineup is the colors are way better on the iPhone 16 lineup. These are much better colors than the iPhone 16 Pro lineup. I stand by that. I think I'm probably going to swap this out because I think I can exchange this. Right? I don't know how I exchange it. I can exchange. I've never exchanged an iPhone before for like a different model. I've like went for the same model. If something was wrong with that one or whatever. But I might exchange this for the Plus model just for the battery purposes to see how much the battery is because I don't need both of them. So I'm thinking about it. But I don't know. I think I've had this for about a week now. I have time to exchange it if I want to, but I'd go to one of the colors like teal or ultramarine. They're really nice, bright, vibrant colors. And I think that's what makes this lineup stand out even more. So it's your man Jay. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Now, speaking of cameras, I have my button set to double press. Now this camera button is a little finicky. You have to kind of give it a little press to open up, and you double tap after it settles. Okay. You double tap to get into the information that you need, and this is where you can swipe through. That's why I say it's a little finicky in my use. Man, you gotta really, it's tough. You gotta be, it's a matter of pressing it at the right amount of pressure, and it's not ready yet. I don't think that's ready for prime time yet.